The lights go out. You hear the hum of silence as every electrical device in your neighborhood dies at once. And within the first 60 seconds, your neighbors are already cataloging intelligence about your home. Not because they're criminals, not because they're planning something malicious, but because human survival instinct kicks in faster than you think, and observation becomes automatic. During the 2003 Northeast blackout that left 55 million people in darkness, law enforcement agencies documented a fascinating pattern. The homes that were targeted first for theft weren't random. They were selected based on observable indicators that appeared within the first few hours of the outage. Your neighbors were taking mental notes, and those notes became action plans. What you're about to learn are the 11 specific things your neighbors observe the moment a blackout hits. More importantly, you'll discover why these observations matter and how to control what they see. Because in a prolonged power outage, being invisible isn't paranoia, it's survival strategy. Number 1. Who comes home? First, the second the power dies, your neighbors are watching driveways. They're noting which cars pull in, how fast people rush home, and who's scrambling versus who's calm. This tells them everything about your preparedness level. If you panic race home from work the moment the blackout hits, you've just announced you left something vulnerable. Maybe it's a sump pump that'll flood your basement without power. Maybe it's medications that need refrigeration. Maybe it's elderly family members who depend on powered medical equipment. Whatever it is, your urgency signals vulnerability. Conversely, if you don't come home at all, that's equally revealing. It means you're either stuck somewhere without transportation, or you've evacuated to a better location. Either way, your house is now unoccupied and undefended. During the 2012 derecho storms that knocked out power across the mid-Atlantic, police reports showed that homes where occupants were visibly absent in the first 24 hours had a 67% higher burglary rate than occupied homes. The strategic response? Controlled arrival. Don't rush. Don't panic. Come home at your normal time with your normal routine. Give away nothing. And if you're already home when the blackout hits, resist the urge to step outside and join the neighborhood gathering on the street. Stay inside. Stay quiet. Let them wonder. Number 2. Outdoor lighting choices. Within the first hour of darkness, every porch light, every flashlight beam through a window, every camping lantern on a patio tells a story. And your neighbors are reading that story like a book. Solar-powered path lights that stay lit? You planned ahead. Battery-powered floodlights? You have stockpiles. Candles in the windows? You're unprepared and vulnerable. Generator-powered exterior lights? You're broadcasting wealth and resources to everyone within visual range. Here's what most people don't understand. Exterior lighting isn't just about visibility, it's a resource signal. The type of light, the brightness, the duration, all of these factors tell observers what you have and how long you can sustain it. During the 2017 Hurricane Maria blackout in Puerto Rico that lasted months, homes with visible exterior lighting were targeted within the first week. Not for the lights themselves, but for what the lights represented. Batteries, fuel, solar panels, generators. The lights were breadcrumbs leading to bigger resources. The tactical move? Complete exterior darkness. If you must have outdoor light for safety, use motion-activated battery lights aimed at entry points, not ambient lighting that glows all night. Better yet, use interior lighting only, with blackout curtains preventing any external visibility. From the street, your house should look as dark and desperate as everyone else's. Number 3. Generator sounds and locations. The moment someone in your neighborhood fires up a generator, every window opens. People are listening. They're triangulating the sound. They're identifying the make and model by the engine tone. And they're calculating how much fuel you must have stored to run it. This is surveillance by sound, and it's more dangerous than visual observation because you can't control it with curtains or darkness. The low rumble of a gas generator carries for blocks. The higher pitch of an inverter generator is distinctive. Even the intervals when it cycles on and off reveal your usage patterns. In the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina, FEMA disaster assessment teams noted that homes running generators were hit by thieves not for the generators themselves, but for fuel supplies. The logic was simple. If you're running a generator on day 3, you probably have enough fuel for week 3. And fuel became more valuable than gold. But here's the detail most people miss. It's not just that you have a generator, it's where you positioned it. If neighbors can hear it clearly, they know it's probably in your backyard or garage. That's actionable intelligence. They know where to go, what tools they'll need to access it, and what time of day you're likely running it. The solution isn't to never run your generator. It's to run it strategically. Soundproof enclosures, random operating schedules. And never, ever run it for comfort items like air conditioning when everyone else is sweltering. Run it for medical necessities, food preservation, and communication devices. And do it as quietly and briefly as possible. Number 4. Garage door activity. Automatic garage doors don't work in a blackout unless you have battery backup. So the moment the power dies, neighbors notice who can still open and close their garage doors automatically versus who's manually hauling them open. If your garage door operates normally, you have backup power. That's a data point. If you manually open it and neighbors glimpse inside, they've just inventoried your resources. That refrigerator freezer in the corner? Noted. Those shelves with supplies? Cataloged. The second vehicle? Confirmed. During the 2011 Southwest blackout affecting parts of California, Arizona, and Mexico, investigators found that garages were the most common entry point for thefts. Why? Because people got sloppy. They manually opened garage doors for ventilation in the heat, leaving them partially open for hours. That created opportunity. Here's the psychological factor at play. Garages are liminal spaces. They're not quite inside your home, so people feel safer approaching them. They're often less secured than main entries, and they're usually packed with valuable equipment, tools, batteries, fuel, stored food, camping gear. The counter strategy is simple but requires discipline. Never open your garage door during a blackout unless absolutely necessary. If you must open it, do it briefly and with purpose. Don't let neighbors casually observe what's inside. Consider your garage as classified space and treat it with operational security protocols. Number 5. Water collection behavior. The moment the blackout extends past 24 hours and water pressure drops, people start collecting water. And your neighbors are watching how much you collect, where you get it from, and how prepared you seem while doing it. If you're filling 5-gallon buckets from a creek, you're desperate. If you're rolling out rain barrels that were already installed, you're prepared. If you don't collect water at all, you either have storage or you're dangerously unprepared. Each scenario tells a different story, and your neighbors are writing those stories in real time. The family that doesn't scramble for water on day 2 has storage. The family hauling dozens of containers has identified a reliable source. The family doing nothing is either supremely prepared or about to become a crisis. After the 2014 West Virginia chemical spill that contaminated water supplies, neighborhoods split into visible factions within hours. Those who'd stored water, those who were panic buying it, and those who had nothing. The social dynamics shifted immediately, and the visible water havers became targets for requests, demands, and eventually theft. The strategy here is controlled visibility. If you have water storage, never reveal the full extent. If you must collect water publicly, do it at volumes consistent with immediate need, not long-term storage. And if possible, collect water at off-peak times when fewer neighbors are observing. Number 6. Trash patterns. This one's subtle, but it's devastating. What you throw away during a blackout reveals what you consumed, and what you consumed reveals what you have stored. Empty cans of food, water bottles, packaging from batteries, fuel containers, all of this goes into your trash. And in a blackout that extends beyond a week, desperate people start going through garbage looking for intel. This isn't theoretical. During the siege of Sarajevo in the 1990s, garbage became intelligence. People learned which homes still had supplies by analyzing what ended up in trash piles. The same pattern emerged in post-Katrina New Orleans, the 2010 Haiti earthquake, and numerous other prolonged disaster scenarios. The psychology is straightforward. If your trash shows empty food packages on day 8 of a blackout, you had stored food, which means you probably still have stored food. That makes you a target. The countermeasure requires commitment. You burn what can be burned. You bury what can be buried. You never put resource-revealing waste into public trash collection. Some preppers go further. They scatter their trash across multiple locations, diluting the intelligence value of any single pile. It sounds paranoid until you realize that in a prolonged blackout, your garbage is a map leading directly to your pantry. Number 7. Family movement patterns. Are your kids playing outside like everything's normal? Or are they locked inside? Is your spouse making multiple car trips per day? Or is everyone hunkered down? These movement patterns tell neighbors whether you're in crisis mode or coping mode. And coping mode means resources. During the 1977 New York City blackout, social workers documented that families who maintained normal routines had significantly better outcomes than those who visibly panicked. But those same families were also targeted more frequently because normalcy implied preparedness. The challenge is balancing psychological well-being with operational security. Your kids need fresh air and activity, but letting them play outside with full bellies and clean clothes while neighboring kids are hungry and dirty sends a message you can't take back. The solution is controlled normalcy. Your family maintains routines, but you do it discreetly. Backyard activity instead of front yard. Quiet activities instead of loud ones. And you absolutely never let children discuss what food or supplies you have at home. Kids are intelligence leaks, and in a blackout, loose lips don't just sink ships, they invite home invasions. Number 8. Communication capabilities. Who's still using cell phones on day 3? Who's operating ham radios? Who seems to have information about the situation while everyone else is in the dark? Communication is power, and visible communication is a threat to those who lack it. During the 2017 Hurricane Irma aftermath, ham radio operators reported being approached by neighbors demanding to use their equipment, demanding to know what information they had, demanding to be included. The demands weren't friendly requests. They were aggressive insistence based on the logic that information should be shared, that communication capabilities should be communal, that having while others lack is morally wrong. Here's the reality. If neighbors know you have communication capability, they'll want access to it. And if you provide access once, you've established precedent. Suddenly, you're the neighborhood information hub, and your battery power is being drained by other people's needs. The strategic approach is communication discipline. You gather information privately. You share information selectively and verbally, never revealing your source capabilities. And you never, under any circumstances, let neighbors see your devices, your charging setup, or your battery reserves. Number 9. Cooking smoke and food. Smell carries. On day 4 of a blackout when nobody has power and most people are eating cold canned food, the smell of cooking meat or baking bread travels for blocks. And everyone who smells it knows exactly where it came from. This is primal psychology. Food smells trigger hunger, and hunger in crisis situations triggers desperation. During the 1944-45 Dutch famine known as the Hunger Winter, people were attacked for less than the smell of cooking food. The same pattern appears in every prolonged disaster. The 2010 Chilean earthquake, the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami recovery, the Syrian civil war sieges. Food smells equal food sources, and food sources become targets. The tactical response is cooking discipline. You cook only foods that produce minimal smell. You cook during times when wind direction carries smells away from populated areas. You use cooking methods that don't produce smoke columns visible for miles. And you never, ever cook outdoors where neighbors can see what you're preparing. Some preppers go further. They deliberately burn trash at random intervals to create smoke that isn't food-related. This creates olfactory noise that masks cooking smells. It's not perfect, but it's better than advertising your dinner menu to the entire block. Number 10. Behavioral stress levels. This one's psychological, but neighbors are absolutely watching for it. Are you calm or frantic? Are you helpful or withdrawn? Are you socializing or isolating? Each behavior pattern reveals your resource situation. Calm people have resources. Frantic people don't. Helpful people feel secure. Withdrawn people are either scared or protecting something. The behavioral tells are constant. How you interact when neighbors approach. Whether you join group discussions about the situation, if you're asking for help or offering it. All of these create a profile that neighbors file away for future reference. After the 2021 Texas freeze, mental health professionals documented that neighbors developed detailed psychological profiles of each other within days. They knew who was coping, who was breaking, and who had resources to spare. And those profiles directly influenced who helped whom and who targeted whom. The strategy is behavioral camouflage. You appear to be coping at the same level as everyone else. Not better, not worse. You express the same concerns, the same frustrations, the same uncertainty about when power will return. You blend into the emotional landscape of the neighborhood. It's performance, yes, but it's performance that keeps you off the mental target list that desperate neighbors are unconsciously building. Number 11. Visitor patterns. Who's coming to your house? Who's leaving? Are extended family members showing up? Are friends bringing supplies? Are you evacuating people to your location or evacuating from it? Visitor patterns reveal everything. If people are coming to you, you're a resource hub. If you're going to them, you're depleted. If nobody's moving, you're either isolated or self-sufficient. During extended blackouts, homes that receive multiple visitors in the first 72 hours are flagged by observers as aid stations or supply centers. And that attention doesn't stop at observation. It escalates to requests, then demands, then forced entry. The 2005 Kashmir earthquake created exactly this pattern. Homes that became gathering points for extended families were stripped of resources within a week, sometimes by force, because the visible gathering implied available supplies. The countermeasure is visitor discipline. If family must come to you, they arrive at night without obvious supply loads. If you must go to them, you leave and return on unpredictable schedules. And you never create a pattern of multiple vehicles or obvious supply transfers that neighbors can observe and interpret. So now you know the 11 things your neighbors are watching from the moment the blackout begins. Arrival patterns, lighting choices, generator sounds, garage activity, water collection, trash habits, family movements, communication capabilities, cooking smells, stress behaviors, and visitor patterns. Each one is a data point. Each one reveals something about your preparedness level. And when you combine all 11, your neighbors have a complete intelligence profile of your household without ever stepping foot inside. The difference between becoming a target and staying invisible comes down to one principle: control the information flow. Give away nothing through observation. Blend into the neighborhood baseline. And maintain operational security across every visible aspect of your life. If you value this kind of tactical survival knowledge, share this with someone who thinks their neighbors aren't paying attention. Because in a blackout, everyone is paying attention. The question is whether they're watching you or watching someone else. Stay invisible, stay disciplined, and whatever you do, don't be the house that stands out.